Hey everybody, it's Aaron Norris with the Norris Group. It is Friday, May 5th. Happy Cinco de Mayo. And Dodd-Frank is the new bill to unwind some of the key provisions of Dodd-Frank going to pass. That and much more as we cover the biggest headlines in real estate. Up on the radio show this week, we've got Damien O'Farrell. He is the CEO of Path of Life Ministries and one of my favorite people in Riverside County. Him and his family just do some incredible things out here. But this week and for the next 2 weeks, we talk about specifically homelessness and how there might be some opportunities for real estate investors in the space, some misconceptions about homelessness, and some really important initiatives that you need to hear to find out what's going on. That and much more. Don't miss the radio show. Home prices in the U.S. increased 7.1% in March, according to CoreLogic. That's, of course, year over year. The Federal Reserve reported consumer spending was at a standstill in March as incomes increased only 0.2% and inflation was also lower. Adam Data Solutions reported seriously underwater properties increased slightly last quarter but remains down 1.2 million since the Q1 of 2016. But 5.5 million properties are still seriously underwater nationwide, with a 25% higher combined loan to value average than the property is worth. And the Rust Belt, Las Vegas, and Central Florida are all still dealing with that issue. The National Association of Home Builders reports builder confidence remains positive for the 55-plus housing market. Claims of unemployment decreased last week slightly, but it was under expectation. And mortgage rates continue not to show much movement. 30-year rates are now at 4.02% and 15-year rates at 3.27. 25% of sellers are not worried one bit about selling this spring, according to Redfin. Matter of fact, 21% of sellers say they plan to list a little bit high. They must have read another report I'm going to get to in just a second. Black Knight Financial Services shows 19% of HELOCs are due to reset this year. 1.5 million HELOCs are due to reset, and the payment on average increases some $250 or double the interest-only payments. One in five borrowers faces a reset has less than 10% equity in their property, making refis a little bit difficult. Luckily, rates are down, but we got to watch the rates because if they go up too quickly, that might cause a refi issue, and it'll be interesting to see how all these do as they reset. Zillow has officially launched realestate.com, specifically targeting the millennial market. The best feature allows visitors to search homes by the monthly payment and down payment. That makes it all within their budget, which is actually pretty cool. So you don't get psyched out about looking at properties that you really can't afford. It's beautiful and a simple design, and it'll be really interesting to see how traffic does on this site in the coming months. The Federal Reserve has decided once again to hold off on increasing rates. The slow growth reports were explained away as being short-term, but solid economic fundamentals are in play, so they still hint that they are probably going to increase rates a little bit later in the summer. Airbnb is seeking to settle their lawsuit with San Francisco. A proposition in San Francisco failed, but regulators came out heavy with tough measures on Airbnb to put a lot of pressure on them, not finding the actual hosts that had the Airbnb properties, but Airbnb itself. So they were potentially looking at getting fined $1,000 per day for hosts that were not listed or not registered with the city of San Francisco. And San Francisco had 2,100 registered and over 8,000 on Airbnb, so only a quarter of them were actually doing things the right way. So Airbnb will now remove hosts that are not registered with San Francisco, and Airbnb is going a step further and making sure that it's very easy to register actually on their website with the city of San Francisco. So that's a good thing. So Airbnb still has some ways to go. They are still facing litigation in Santa Monica and Anaheim in Southern California and Miami in Florida. Zillow says August and September are the best time to buy homes because that's when most price cuts happen. It's also when buyers can expect to see the most inventory for sale. So going back to that story we read before, that's why they're listing so high. They know they're going to get it. So springtime is the best time to list because that's typically when you can get above asking price. Finally, the House Financial Services Committee has sent the Financial Choice Act along partisan lines to Congress for a vote. At the core is dismantling some of Dodd-Frank regulations said to have stymied the growth of the economy for several years. The bill relaxes some capital guidelines that have prevented some small banks and credit unions from getting a little bit more business. It allows banks to bypass some of the tougher restrictions if they can hit specific thresholds, and it allows the presidents to fire the head of the CFPB as well as Congress to have direct purview over the CFPB's budget. So a lot of people have complained that the CFPB was just this entity with really nobody over it controlling what was going on. So of course this is going to get political, with many complaining that this bill does nothing nothing about draining the swamp and looks to only benefit Wall Street and the very people that caused the problem to begin with. What do you think? Does this thing even have a chance of passing? Let me know what you think. If you're on YouTube, please leave a comment below and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a beat. If you're on Facebook, please don't forget to not only like the Norris Group page, but don't forget to add us to your See First list and with notifications on. Leave your comments below the video. And if we missed something, share the story on our comment sections on either YouTube or Facebook, and we'll make sure to include it on our blog at thenorrisgroup.com/blog. Upcoming events, May 24th, we're going to be at the Apartment Owners Association $1 Million Trade Show and Landlording Conference. That'll be a lot of fun. It's a full day event. We're going to be one of the 1-hour sessions, but I always like to go because it's free, and they've got a lot of people on the floor, all the different kind of vendors that serve the apartment community, so hopefully I'll see you there. June 1st, we'll be at the Southern California chapter of the Appraisal Institute. It's their 20th annual Inland Empire Market Trends. We're going to be their lunchtime speakers, so looking forward to that. For more information on our hard money loans, including fix and flip, buy and hold, and new construction, check out thenorrisgroup.com. For those of you in Northern California, we opened up Sacramento. We are now offering both fix and flip programs and our buy and hold program up there, so we look forward to working with you there. If you want more information about passive investing with trust deeds, check out tngtrustdeeds.com. And with that, have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you next week.